Hey everyone, welcome back to Legends Unplugged, the show where we dive deep into the stories behind the artists who shaped modern music. Today, we're heading into the electric storm that was Jimi Hendrix. Honestly, where do you even begin with Jimi? He was a man who, in such a short time, just completely changed the sound of the guitar forever, lived fast, loved hard, and left behind a myth that only grew after he was gone. It's almost surreal to think about.
It truly is, Lydia. I mean, the impact he had, the way he played, it's like he was from another planet, right? You hear that first note and you know instantly that's Jimi. No one else sounds like him, even now, all these decades later. He created a sonic signature that's just unmatched.
Absolutely, and before the legend, before the fire and feedback we all picture, he was Johnny Allen Hendrix, born in Seattle in 1942. You know, his childhood wasn't exactly a walk in the park. His family situation was fragile, often tumultuous, and life, you could say, kind of pushed him into his imagination. Music, almost by necessity, became his outlet and then eventually his escape route.
Yeah, it's a classic story of an artist finding solace and identity through their craft when everything else is chaotic. He was surrounded by rhythm and blues, rock and roll, soaking it all up. Guys like B.B. King, Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry, you can hear those echoes. But he wasn't just a mimic. He was like a sponge, absorbing all these different sounds and then filtering them through his own unique brain, creating something entirely new. He was inventing his own language on the guitar.
That's such a great way to put it, inventing his own language. People who knew him back then, they always talk about his intensity, his shyness off stage, but then that almost frightening connection he had with his instrument. I remember reading that a close friend once joked that Jimi never slept without his guitar, and honestly, it really wasn't far from the truth. It was practically an extension of his body, a part of him.
Yeah, and you can feel that when you listen to his music, can't you? It's not just notes, it's soul, it's emotion. It sounds like someone pouring their entire being into the instrument. That kind of connection, I think, comes from those early years, where the guitar wasn't just a hobby, it was a lifeline. It was a way to express things he couldn't verbalize, a way to build a world for himself when the real one was crumbling around him. That's profound, you know?
Absolutely. And that intensity, that dedication, didn't just appear overnight with fame. Before Jimi turned into the icon we all know, he was hustling, and I mean hard. He performed in tiny clubs, backed up local acts, and even had a stint in the military. Not because he was eager to serve, but because he was essentially forced to make a choice between that and jail for a petty offense. Even in the army, his mind kept wandering back to music. It's wild to think about a young Jimi Hendrix polishing his boots and dreaming of guitar riffs.
Can you imagine? It's a testament to his drive, really. He just couldn't escape the pull of music, and eventually he found himself in Nashville playing the legendary Chitlin Circuit, sharpening his skills alongside seasoned musicians. That circuit was brutal, a real crucible for talent. You had to be good, you had to be tight, you had to be able to command a stage no matter what. And everyone who heard him knew this guy wasn't normal. He was extraordinary. But he still wasn't famous. Not yet. It's that grind, that struggle, that often forges true genius, isn't it?
Totally. You can't just skip those foundational years. He was absorbing, learning, refining his craft in real time, night after night. He was developing that stage presence, that fearless experimentation that would become his trademark. He wasn't just technically brilliant, he was becoming a performer. And it makes you wonder how many times he played to an almost empty room, just pouring his heart out, knowing he was destined for something more.
Right? And then everything changed. It was like the universe finally conspired to put him in the right place at the right time. He moved to London, and that's where the breakthrough truly happened. The UK music scene, especially the burgeoning psychedelic rock and blues revival, just got him in a way the American market, which was still a bit conservative, hadn't.
Oh, completely. It's such a pivotal moment. Musicians like Eric Clapton, Pete Townsend, Jeff Beck, these guys were already guitar gods in their own right, and then this young American shows up and they're just stunned. Here was someone who could play blues, rock, psychedelia, even soul, all in a way nobody had ever heard. It must have been an electrifying experience to witness that shift happening in real time.
I can only imagine. And Chaz Chandler, former bassist for The Animals, he saw it. He signed him, helped form the Jimi Hendrix Experience with Noel Redding on bass and Mitch Mitchell on drums. Their chemistry? Explosive. It was like three parts of a single, perfectly functioning musical organism. They weren't just a band, they were an event every time they played. You can hear it in those early recordings. It's raw, it's energetic, it's just pure magic.
And the hits followed so quickly. Hey Joe, Purple Haze, The Wind Cries Mary. These weren't just catchy tunes, they were songs overflowing with imagination, poetry, and that unmistakable Hendrix sound. He wasn't just playing chords, he was painting with sound, creating these vibrant, almost hallucinogenic soundscapes that no one had ever dared to before.
And on stage? Oh man, on stage he was otherworldly. Setting guitars alight, playing with his teeth behind his back, it was all part of the show, but always with musicality. It wasn't just mindless theatrics, it was an extension of his intense connection to the music. He wasn't just showing off, he was redefining the instrument, showing everyone what was possible, pushing the boundaries of what a guitar could do and what a performer could be. He turned the guitar into a living, breathing entity.
Exactly. He made the guitar scream, cry, moan, sing. It was a voice. But as Hendrix skyrocketed, so did the stress. Fame came fast, incredibly fast, and the expectations became absolutely massive. You go from playing obscure clubs to headlining major festivals in a blink of an eye. That kind of pressure, it's gotta take a toll, especially on someone as sensitive and inwardly focused as he seemed to be.
Oh, without a doubt. Behind the scenes, he was constantly tired, overworked, and often pulled in too many directions. New management, endless touring schedules, studio pressure, and personal issues, it all started stacking up. Friends later said Jimmy struggled immensely with exhaustion, feeling misunderstood, the constant demands on his time, and the pressure to keep reinventing himself. It's a classic trap for geniuses, isn't it? The world wants more, and they forget the human behind the art.
It's so incredibly sad to hear. You see the vibrant, explosive performer, but you don't always see the exhaustion, the loneliness that can come with that level of fame. But even during that turmoil, he was always trying to bring joy through music. As Little Richard once said, and I think this is so poignant, he was trying to spread a little joy and love to his people. Hendrix genuinely wanted people to feel lifted, even if he himself felt incredibly weighed down.
That's such a powerful insight, Lydia. It speaks volumes about his character. He was giving so much, perhaps more than he had, to his audience. It highlights that often, the brightest lights burn the fastest. By 1970, Hendrix was searching for clarity. He wanted more creative control, a new artistic direction. He talked about a quieter life, moving away from the circus of fame. He was working on new music, exploring new sounds, trying to reset himself artistically and personally.
He was evolving, as all great artists do. He was looking beyond the experience, starting to explore more jazz and funk influences, looking for a new chapter. And then came London, September 1970. After a long stretch of emotional and physical burnout, Hendrix attended some gatherings, visited friends, spent time with people close to him, but he wasn't well. He was tired, very, very tired.
His final hours were confusing, chaotic, a tragic mix of exhaustion, stress, and overwhelming pressure. Ultimately, he passed away at just 27 years old. The world lost a light that still feels impossible to replace. It's one of those moments in music history that just leaves you heartbroken, wondering what else he would have created, what other boundaries he would have shattered.
Absolutely. It's a tragedy that still resonates. But once Hendrix was gone, something strange happened. He became larger than life. People who maybe never paid close attention before suddenly realized what they'd lost. His albums sold in waves, his influence exploded, new generations discovered him and just asked, how did one human being do all of this? It's like his legend only amplified after his passing.
It really did. His sound changed everything. The way guitarists bend notes, the way rock music uses distortion, the relationship between musician and amplifier. He revolutionized it all. The entire psychedelic era owes him an immeasurable debt. He didn't just play guitar, he reimagined what music could be. He made the guitar a vehicle for a kind of spiritual exploration, pushing emotional and sonic boundaries that are still being explored today.
And more importantly, I think, he cemented the idea that music can be a place to be wild, emotional, experimental, and completely free. He gave permission to countless artists to just let loose, to push their own limits, to explore the unconventional. That freedom, that boundless creativity is truly his greatest legacy.
He broke the mold, didn't he? He showed us that the instrument wasn't just about playing notes, but about expressing a universe of feeling. And that's why, even today, when you pick up a guitar, or you listen to any rock or blues or even modern pop music that uses distorted guitar, you're hearing a little piece of Jimi. His DNA is embedded in the fabric of popular music.
So that's the story of Jimi Hendrix. The spark that burned impossibly bright, reshaped the world, and left us wondering what else he might have created if he'd stayed just a little longer. It's a powerful, bittersweet journey through the life of an undeniable genius.
Indeed. A true legend whose influence only grows with time. He may have only been with us for a short while, but his music and his spirit are eternal.
Thanks for listening to Legends Unplugged. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit follow and share it with someone who loves music history as much as we do. It really helps us out.
Until next time, folks, keep the volume up and keep the spirit of Hendrix alive in your headphones and your hearts. You won't regret it.